The Grant Thornton Invitational is back for a second year. It is a really cool event. Just ask my two guests today. They nearly won the thing a year ago. Look how snuggly they look. The Canadian duo of Conners and Brooke Henderson. Good to see you guys. How's the week going there so far?
Yeah, it's been a great week. I'm really excited to be partnered up with Corey again. And the weather was a little bit iffy today, but I think it looks pretty good the rest of the week.
Brooke, are you ready to carry Corey again? You all saddled up?
I feel like we made a really good team last year. We bailed each other out when we needed to and kind of fed off each other's energy. So I think it's a great team.
Yeah, Corey, what did you learn about Brooke as a partner and a friend and a fellow competitor last year that you think may benefit you guys as a duo this year?
Yeah, Brooke's game's really impressive, and yeah, like she said, I think we partnered up well last year. She definitely bailed me out a few times that I can remember for sure, and but it was a lot of fun. She's great to be around and great to team up with. So really excited to be back here and try and make another run at it.
How do you guys like the different formats you'll be playing? How much strategizing is involved? That sort of thing.
I think the formats are unique. We don't really get to play scrambles ever. Alternate shot is a challenging format. I've got a little bit of experience with that, playing some President's Cups and the team event we play on tour. But I think we'll be able to draw on our experience last year and some of the things we learned and build our strategy. From that, I think it's nice we're getting a second crack at it. And I think there were some things that worked well for us last year, which would certainly like to continue, but certainly some things we could learn from as well.
And Brooke, I'm imagining most of your team competition would have been during your amateur days as a teenager, right?
Yes, yeah, we haven't really played too much on the LPGA Tour just because Canada hasn't qualified for a national crown and, of course, is not eligible for a Solheim Cup. But I did play Dow the last few years with Lexi and Elena Sharp and Inji Chen. So that was a really fun event, and I feel like I learned to relax a little bit during the alternate shot portion, which I think has been very helpful here last year and hopefully this year as well.
Both of you guys had very solid years, lots of top tens. You're in contention. Corey, you mentioned the President's Cup up in Montreal. That was certainly a box that you would have hoped to check, but you didn't win. And I know you guys are the ultimate competitors, and that above all else is the goal, right? So, Brooke, I'll start with you. How do you define success, and how do you frame the productivity of a year in which you didn't get a trophy in your hands?
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a winless year for me, but 9 top tens. I felt like I was in contention in the early part of the year, which felt really great. And I feel like there was a lot of positives from the year and a lot of things I did really well. Just unfortunately, the trophy wasn't there. But I feel like just continuing on the same path and things that have worked really well these last few months. I've started to hit a lot more greens again. Ball striking is in a good spot and worked pretty diligently on my putting as well. So I feel like things are trending in the right direction. So I'm excited to tee it up this week and excited for 2025.
Corey, can you still frame it as a good year, even though you didn't have a victory?
Yeah, I think so. It's funny. We were both talking about this last night. I had solid years. I know Brooke was in the mix a lot, and I wasn't able to get it done. For me, I had some solid weeks. A lot of weeks where I was really close to being right there. Just made a few mistakes that were costly. But yeah, overall, I'm just thrilled to be able to play golf for a living. So we'll call it a successful year. Definitely motivated to try and get back in the winner's circle in 2025. But I'd be satisfied finishing off the year with a trophy here this week. That'd be a lot of fun.
Well, you did play in that electric atmosphere at Royal Montreal in the President's Cup, which was so incredible. And you competed in the Paris Olympics. Corey, second time you were an Olympian. Just describe what the feeling is like and how meaningful it is to represent your country, not once, but twice in the Olympic Games.
Yeah, really special. This time around in Paris, for me, was the first time that fans were allowed to be there, and the atmosphere was incredible. It's a huge honor to represent your country, and I've been fortunate to have been able to do that, a number of times growing up as a junior, and then now twice at the Olympics. It's a special feeling and something that I'm certainly motivated to try and get it more of. They're pretty rare, but it was awesome to make that team this summer, and then getting to play the President's Cup on home soil was really special as well. The Canadian fans, are really behind the Canadian golfers, and it was a special feeling, feeling the support that they gave, not only to me but to the entire international team. Definitely some memories that will last a lifetime.
Brooke, you played the Olympic Games in Rio in 2016 and again in Tokyo in 2020. I'm sure you echo Corey's sentiments there.
Absolutely, yes. Always a huge honor, and I'm always very proud to represent Canada, wear the maple leaf. And this year in Paris was really cool. There were a ton of people there, a lot of energy. The atmosphere was amazing. So, and the golfers, it played pretty tough. When we played, the wind was up and the greens were sort of firm. So it was a great challenge, and I think really exciting on the weekend. I made a bit of a charge on Saturday, but cooled off a little bit on Sunday on the back nine. But just overall, it was an amazing week, and what an opportunity to represent Canada.
Corey mentioned the support of Canadian golf fans, and we see it all the time at Canada's National Open and other events, especially when Canadians like you guys are competing. But I want you guys to put it into words for me. I'll start with you, Brooke. What makes Canadian golf fans so passionate and so bonkers about the sport?
He is very passionate. Canadian fans are the best fans as far as I'm concerned. I love when they're out supporting us in person and also from afar. Whenever we're playing, I know they're always cheering us on and supporting us, but it is always very special playing at home. Canadian Opens, CPKC Women's Open for me is truly one of a kind events. Just to have that kind of support and that much love shown to me over the course of the week is really cool. And I just look forward to that week every year and just try to play my best.
Corey, Mike Weir felt it for years. The modern day contingent, you and Adam Svensson and Adam Hadwin, and those guys have certainly felt it. Nick Taylor did when he won a couple of years ago, and that place went off the chain. How special is it to compete among people who love the game so much and care about the players so much?
Yeah, I think Canadians in general are just really love sports, and whether it's hockey or golf, they really get behind their own, and we're all part of the Canadian team, and it's very special. They really show up to support us week in and week out, like Brooke said, in person and from afar. And they're always cheering for us and hoping for the best. And it's helped me relax in the last few RBC Canadian Opens, and at the President's Cup, and kind of brought the best out in me. So it's awesome to feed off the energy that they bring, and we're definitely lucky to have so many passionate people all across the country behind us.
You guys have very eerily similar competitive profiles, I've been noticing, but you took very different paths to get to the professional level. Brooke, you kind of struck gold quickly after a celebrated amateur career, winning as a teenager in Portland by 8 shots to gain automatic membership to the LPGA. Thinking back now, as a wise old veteran of 27, as you are now, those were pretty heady days. Did you feel excitement? Did you feel pressure? What were the emotions in those days?
Yeah, just excitement, and I was so looking forward to the opportunity to playing on the LPGA Tour, a dream that I had since I was a little girl, and I was just trying to make the most of every event and see what I could do. And I was getting a lot of sponsors exemptions, which was really fun for me, and then I was able to Monday qualify a few times, which I was able to in Portland. And after that win, obviously my whole life changed, and I was able to petition the LPGA Tour, and I was granted membership. So a lot of dreams came true in 1 year, and it was an unbelievable experience. I guess looking back, I wasn't stressed at the time, but looking back, I could have viewed it as very stressful if I had been thinking it that way. But, for me, I was just trying to use every event as a stepping stone or something to learn from every event. And I was just so grateful for the opportunity to be playing against the best in the world that I was just really excited and just trying to be my best.
Yeah, you turned professional as a teenager. You would have gone to the University of Florida to play collegiately. Corey, you just followed that pipeline from Ontario to Kent, Ohio, and played your college golf for the legendary coach, Herb Page. It seemed like that was always going to be the path for you?
Yeah, I think so. I certainly wasn't ready to be a professional golfer coming out of high school, and I was grateful for the opportunity to play for Coach Page at Kent State. He is an incredible man who I owe a lot to my success to. A great experience playing for him alongside some other Canadian players, and happy that I took that route. A lot of great memories, and I think it prepared me to be a pro going the college route. It's pretty demanding to be a professional golfer, and you got to be be organized, and Coach Page definitely taught me a lot of lessons that still use to this day and that have helped me have success on the PGA Tour.
Before you decided to turn pro, Brooke, you were pretty serious as a goalie during your teenage years at Smiths Falls, Ontario, the Cubs, as it were. And I saw the cutest picture of you, by the way, which I hope we can share right now. How serious were you at that point about pursuing hockey as a career?
I love playing hockey. It was so much fun. I loved the competitiveness. I loved how tough you needed to be to play the sport. I also loved how it was a team atmosphere, and you made great friendships, and you really created a bond that's unlike anything else in the locker room or in the change rooms, and it was just really really cool for me. And I think when I was 14, that was my last year playing hockey, and I kind of had to make a decision whether it was going to be hockey or golf to focus on, and I picked golf, and it seemed to work out pretty well.
I would say so. Corey, when were your hockey dreams snuffed out before you realized it wasn't a viable career path for you?
Yes, similar timing to Brooke. I was an avid hockey player as well and had some success and was pretty good. But similar timing, around 14, 15 years old, decided to take a step down in hockey and focus more on golf. I still played pretty competitive hockey all through high school until I went to university, but definitely was just more of a hobby then and wasn't trying to make anything of it. Like Brooke said, golf's an individual sport, but the cool thing I liked about hockey was the team atmosphere, the friendships that you made on the team, and not much else to do in the winter up in Canada, I guess, as well.
Corey Conners is a two-time PGA Tour champion. Brooke Henderson has won 13 times on the LPGA, including 2 major championships. They're both two-time Olympians, and they're representing Canada this week in the Grant Thornton Invitational after finishing as the runners-up a year ago. I hope you guys bring home the title this week. It was great chatting with you this week, and happy holidays as well.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.